Hey guys, I want to share another case study with you today. Today I want to talk about breast cancer and what you can see in the iris. I've got a client that came to see me a few months ago that I ended up coaching, a really beautiful lady who had a history of breast cancer in her family, but she didn't initially reveal that in her consult form. But then I had a look at her iris and I could see something and I questioned her about it. This is really fascinating stuff that I want to share with you because iridology is fascinating. It's amazing. And iridology does not diagnose. I just want to preface this video by saying that. No iridologist should ever look at your eye and say, "Oh, I see cancer." If your iridologist ever says that, fire them. It's not the iridologist's responsibility to diagnose. Iridology just tells us what areas need further investigation, what areas in your body need more attention. Your iris gives us clues about what's happening inside your body. So when I saw these two little clues, I'm like, oh, we need to look further at this. And I'm really glad that I questioned her about breast cancer because as it turns out, there is a history there that was important. So let me spin the camera around and show you what I'm talking about. So here is her beautiful iris. And if I zoom in a little bit, you will see here, there is a little pigment there and there's a little pigment there. Now, this is her left iris. Now, these two little areas of the iris relate to the breast. So as soon as I saw these two little marks, I said to her, "Oh, tell me about your left breast. What's been happening?" And she said, "Oh, well, yeah, I had some cysts some time ago removed, but they were benign. There's no problems." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Tell me about, your mum or sisters or anything happening in the family, because this could be inherited." And she said, "Oh, yeah, my mum had breast cancer." And I said, "Okay, do you have any sisters?" She's like, "Yeah, I have a sister." And she said, "My sister just got diagnosed with breast cancer." So when someone presents with signs like this in the iris with a strong genetic link to breast cancer on the this is a left eye, right? So when someone presents like this with signs in the left iris, and the left iris mostly relates to things happening on the mum's side of the family, and then you question them about the mum's side of the family and you see, okay, the mum's had breast cancer, the sister's had breast cancer, it kind of should trigger your suspicion and refer them further. So any good iridologist will always, if they see something in your iris, they should be referring you to other specific practitioners, specific specialists for further investigation. I'm not a breast cancer expert, and so it's not my job to assess her breasts. So of course, naturally, I referred her on, and I'm really glad that I did that because it put her mind at ease. Because I think in the back of her mind, she was always thinking about her mum's breast cancer and her sister's breast cancer and wondering, oh, is it going to get me? Is it running in the family? That kind of thing. So I said to her, "Hey, I really think you need to go and get this looked at." And I did not encourage her to go and get a mammogram done, because a mammogram, in my opinion, is quite toxic for your body. It's radiation. If she did have breast cancer, in my opinion, the worst thing that she could be doing for herself is radiating herself with a mammogram. There are far better ways of checking if there's something going on in the breast. Your mammograms will increase your risk of breast cancer 2% every time you have one done. And that's cumulative. So if you have 10 mammograms in your life, you've increased your breast cancer risk by 20%. And that's a fact. So I refer all of my clients for thermal imaging. So there's a beautiful lady here in Melbourne that does all of my thermal imaging. So I referred her over there and she went and got some scans done and it all came back great. No signs of inflammation, no signs of anything that needed further investigation. If the thermography had have come back and that had have raised more suspicion, then we would have had some ultrasounds done and then we would have taken it from there. So, when the reports came back and it was all clear, she breathed a sigh of relief. She said, "This is great. Oh my God, I'm so happy." She was laughing. She was like really happy. This is powerful because if we hadn't have addressed this, you know, the mind's powerful. If we hadn't have addressed it, maybe psychosomatically that may have impacted her health. You know, we put her mind at ease, but also we potentially prevented a whole heap of problems for her in the future. So this is what I love about iridology, right? It's a preventative tool. It tells us which areas of the body need attention and where to look further. And I love that. So I just wanted to share that with you, that just because something shows in the iris doesn't necessarily mean it's a problem for you right now. You know, the pigments that we inherit, the pigments that we accumulate over the course of our life, tell a story about our nurture points and where we need to be giving some love. So they help us to design a plan for ourselves. So if you look at my iris, you'll see a lot of yellow pigments. And people say to me all the time, oh my God, your eyes are beautiful and green. My eyes aren't green. There's no such thing as green eyes. My eyes are blue. And I have a lot of yellow pigment. The yellow pigment indicates kidney influence. My dad died at 44 from kidney failure. Now I know that. And when I look at my iris, I can see my inherited predispositions. That doesn't mean I'm going to die at 44 from kidney failure. That's only a year away. So I can tell you my kidneys are filtering just nicely because I've been able to use iridology to assess my risk and to put in the necessary measures to protect myself and to ensure that my kidneys are being well cared for. So I just wanted to share that with you. I hope you've enjoyed this little segment. I will continue to share these videos. So if you have enjoyed watching this, please follow my page and tune in for more. Lots of love. Take care. Bye.